Yowzen, ladies and gentlemen, my name is SceneryBW34 and I've got itchy scalp for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm here today to talk about Godzilla 3. Now, we know about Godzilla 2 that it's got King Ghidorah, Mothra and Rodan all in that film alongside Godzilla. But I'm talking about Godzilla 3 here because I feel the three other monsters that should be in that final film of the trilogy, basically. The three monsters are Angirius, Destroyah and Mechagodzilla. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about Angirius. I feel that if they introduce Angirius, say he's another kaiju that's been hibernating, they bring him up from the basically gets awakened, and he becomes an ally of Godzilla. Because let's say that when they were all around, there's some strange noises going on. When they were all around the kaijus, when they were living before us, the Angirius species and the Godzilla species were basically allies. Let's say they coexisted, but let's even say they hunted together. Say they hunted other kaijus. They'd either hunt together in packs, in groups, basically, and they could coordinate attacks. I feel if they bring in if they bring in Angirius, they're going to bring out the friendship. They're going to bring out the loyalty, the respect, the compassion, even the sadness of Godzilla. Basically, let Godzilla emote more, basically, and allow him to become, well, not too human, but just human enough to see that he's not a mindless creature. Basically, he's not mindless, and this can also bring in some feelings for the kaiju. Feelings. Another monster I'd like to talk about is Destroyah. Now, Destroyah is one of my all-time favorites, and I feel that if they can introduce him somehow. Now, it sounds strange how they can. Now, this is what I feel. At the end of Godzilla 2, let's say Godzilla's the last kaiju. Let's say King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra are all dead. Gone. Kaplooey. Godzilla goes back into hibernation, and the humans are like, what? Right. Godzilla is a threat. He's a threat. We've seen his power. We need to get rid of him. And basically, they say, oh, let's create the Oxygen Destroyer. The Oxygen Destroyer, yes. Basically, what they do is they're like, right, we have one chance, and we have one chance only to kill off Godzilla while he's still hibernating at the bottom of the ocean. And let's say they have to test it first to see if it works. And they test it on the same islands that Godzilla was around back in 1954 when they were attacking him with all those nuclear and radioactive materials and bombs and whatever, missiles, stuff. And let's say there's a colony of crabs living there. Colony of crabs. Now, this could also help to make Ebra, but I don't think Ebra should be a part of this trilogy. Let's say that these crabs have evolved to basically evolve and adapt around all this radioactivity and this nuclear energy around those islands, basically, and they've actually evolved into a new species that have gotten larger, more aggressive, they've actually evolved freezing powers, basically. Let's say that the radioactive isotopes have actually affected their DNA and caused them to grow powers, basically superpowers, let's say. And they test the Oxygen Destroyer, and with the Oxygen Destroyer's chemicals and effects, plus the nuclear energy and the radioactive isotopes, these crabs all merge into one massive monster called Destroyah. Boom. And after that, the humans are like, oh, that works, but we've just got ourselves another monster on the loose now. And then the final monster, Mechagodzilla. Now, why Mechagodzilla? Because, well, to be honest, I think Mechagodzilla is the ultimate foe of Godzilla. Think about it. In my opinion, the only thing that can beat you is yourself. Now, Mechagodzilla is technically Godzilla's self. Now, how can they bring in Mechagodzilla? Now, this is where I think they can bring in the idea of Kiryu. And what they can do is the fossils from the first Godzilla. They take all those bones from that site. They make a machine around that, and you've got yourself Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla is like the final attack, the final attack on Godzilla, basically, the last chance Earth has got against Godzilla. Basically, all three of those monsters mesh into the one film. Boom, you've got yourself a blockbuster. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am SceneryVP signing out. Goodbye.